Ever get the feeling that what you're seeing on social media, especially during elections, isn't exactly by chance?
It's not your imagination. Today, we're diving deep into social media algorithms and their potential impact on voters.
Right. Algorithms. And I guess for anyone just joining us, it's like, what makes Facebook decide to show you that video of a cat wearing pajamas instead of, actual news?
Exactly. Social media algorithms decide what content you see on your feed. They're designed to keep you scrolling, clicking, and liking, which on its own isn't necessarily bad.
Yeah. I mean, who doesn't love a good cat video, right? But where does this whole influencing voters thing come in?
Well, think about all the data these platforms collect. They know what you like, what you share, even how long you watch a video. They use this to put you in categories, and then, yeah, those categories can get pretty specific. And sometimes maybe even a little too specific.
Okay, so let's say I spend way too much time looking at posts about, I don't know, let's say renewable energy.
Right. Then you're probably going to start seeing a lot more content related to climate change, green technology, that kind of thing.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
But how does that actually influence how people vote?
It's called micro-targeting. Campaigns can use that data, all that info about what you like and who you are, to send you very specific ads. Ads that might play on your hopes or maybe even your fears.
So they're basically saying, hey, this person cares about the environment. Let's show them ads about candidate X's amazing climate plan.
Exactly. And studies show that micro-targeting can actually shift people's opinions and voting choices. Like, there was this research from Namath University that found that these algorithms can actually reinforce existing biases and create what they call echo chambers.
Echo chambers.
Yeah, like you're only exposed to information that agrees with what you already believe, so it just makes those beliefs even stronger.
Wow, it's kind of creepy when you think about it.
Right.
And you mentioned something called the UX voter conflict.
Right, right. So UX design, that's user experience, can play a huge role in all this. Good UX should actually help users understand and control what they're seeing online.
So basically making websites and apps easy to use and understand.
Exactly. It's about transparency and giving people the tools to manage their data. Imagine if every time you saw a political ad, it also showed you something like an algorithm score.
And algorithms going.
Yeah. It could be like a simple number showing how likely that ad is to just confirm your existing biases. So you'd know, hey, maybe I should take this with a grain of salt.
I mean, I'd love to have that feature. It's like having a warning label for your news feed. So what about the flip side? What's bad UX look like in this context?
Bad UX is like those confusing privacy settings buried deep in menus.
Yeah.
You know, the ones that make you feel like you need a PhD to figure out how to control your own data.
Yeah, I've definitely been there, scrolling through endless menus, just trying to find the one setting that actually does what I want it to do.
And that can be a problem even if a platform has good intentions. Bad design can still lead to data misuse and manipulation. Like, think about the Cambridge Analytica scandal.
Yeah, that was a mess. They were basically harvesting people's data without their consent and using it to target them with political ads.
Right. And the way the platform was designed made it really easy for them to exploit user data. But the thing is, there are solutions. We're not powerless in this situation.
Okay, so what can we do? How do we fight back against these manipulative algorithms?
Well, for one, we need more transparency from these platforms. Imagine having a voice assistant that could actually walk you through your privacy settings.
Oh, that would be amazing.
Yeah.
Like, hey, Alexa, help me figure out why I keep seeing ads for that weird conspiracy theory.
Exactly. Or think about augmented reality. Imagine wearing a headset that shows you a visual representation of your data footprint.
Okay, so those are some pretty cool futuristic ideas. But what about something we can do right now?
Well, regulation can play a big role here. For example, the EU's Digital Services Act is pushing for clearer and more user-friendly designs. That's a good start.
Yeah, I remember reading about that. And actually, wasn't there something about Canada experimenting with some user-friendly social media tools during their last election?
Oh yeah, in 2021, they successfully implemented some new transparency tools, and you know what? It actually seemed to help. People felt like they had more control and that their votes weren't being manipulated.
So it is possible. We can actually create a world where algorithms are, allies in a democracy instead of threats.
Absolutely. And ethical UX design is the key to making that happen.
Wow, this has been really eye-opening. So as we wrap up this deep dive, what's the one thing you'd want our listeners to take away from all of this?
Just be aware. Pay attention to how social media might be influencing what you see, especially during elections. You know, don't be afraid to use those privacy settings, even if they're a pain to find. And maybe even ask yourself, what would I change about this platform to make it more transparent?
Great advice. Thanks for joining us today for this deep dive. It's been a fascinating conversation.
My pleasure. And remember, the future of democracy might just depend on how we design our algorithms.